Oh, the noises! Holy. Holy shit! Hello and good morning. Today I'm in a 2023 GR Supra. This is an A91 MT edition Toyota Supra. This is a 1 of 500 made in the United States, so that involves the fact that it's manual, see you later gray, cognac interior. It has a special red Supra badge on the back and a whole bunch of goodies. So before we get into today's video, I just want to say thank you to you guys for watching my videos, interacting with me, leaving comments. I appreciate it so much. I really enjoy doing YouTube, and I can't wait every time I get to review a new car and edit it and put it out for you guys. I'm so excited every single time. If you would subscribe, I'd super appreciate that. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get right into the specs of this car. This is the 3.0 inline-six turbo engine from BMW. It's called a B58. It makes 382 horsepower and 368 torque. That's a lot of numbers for such a tiny car. And I know it might not look tiny, but sitting in it, I feel like I'm in maybe like a Miata. Now the nose is a lot longer than a Miata's, but it has a very nimble kind of feeling from the driver's perspective. This Supra does 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds and the quarter mile in 12.8. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission from ZF and a limited slip differential in the back. The paint is called See You Later Gray and the interior is called Cognac. This car isn't 100% stock. It does have a catless downpipe, aluminum charge pipe, carbon fiber intake, and the nice little carbon fiber rear spoiler on the back. The MSRP of this vehicle is around $65,000, give or take, depending on your options. So I guess just first impressions going over the interior of this car, right? How do we really feel sitting inside of it? Well, I can tell you just from sitting here without having driven it, it probably has terrible blind spots. There is almost no glass on this vehicle. And when I say that, I mean the windows are extremely short. The rear windshield is like this big. The front windshield is super short and very angled. So I can already tell there's going to be a lack of visibility coming out of this car. So I guess that's one thing to be really careful about when driving this on the street. However, aside from the lack of glass, the interior build quality seems pretty good. Everything has a really nice feel to it. The center console has a nice accent with the carbon fiber, and it's kind of interesting that the driver's door is that cognac peanut butter color interior, while the passenger door is actually black, just regular black. Nonetheless though, everything looks really nice in here. Everything feels really good. The build quality seems pretty decent. Everything has a really nice feel on the hands. The steering wheel feels really good. The shift knob feels great in the hands. It's the perfect shape. It's a very nice material. This is like an Alcantara. And the seats have very nice leather feel, but it doesn't feel like sticky and like that old leathery feel. You know, it's actually decently comfortable. Now the design on the interior is actually pretty nice. I'm kind of happy that it's relatively simple, but you can tell there are those extra features. Like you do have your heated seats, and you do have these nice long vents in the middle that don't just pop out, and they aren't just circles on the side. You know, it's a nice, really nice design in the front, and they're very intuitive the way you adjust them. It feels really nice. They have a great hand feel, and the screen in the middle is not ginormous, which I'm grateful for, because I'm sick and tired of cars making these giant iPad-sized tablets in the middle of the car. This is a sports car. You don't need a tablet, so they give you a nice small digital screen right here for your music and other things like that. The gauge cluster in front of me is actually pretty nice as well. It's very simple, where it just tells you what gear you're in and it tells you the RPMs. It looks like an analog tachometer with a needle and a circle, but it's digital. And then there is the miles per hour speedometer next to it with the speed limit of the local roads that you're on right next to it. Then you have a couple other like subtle information like your fuel gauge and your temperature gauge. Well, I guess enough of sitting inside the car and talking about it. Let's get driving in the 2023 GR Supra. Alright, now that we are at the driver's perspective of the 2023 Supra, before we take off, let's just look at some key things from my perspective. Like I was talking about the cluster right here, very simple, really nice, right? You have your nice radio controls, very simple climate controls. I really like that. It's got heated seats, rear defroster, auto climate, all that good stuff. Here is that carbon fiber trim that I was talking about. That is factory, and a very nice design on the interior. It also has wireless phone charging. Put your phone right here and you'll get some wireless charging. That nice shift knob that I was talking about. So it does come with adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and all those fun little technology bits that you would expect from an everyday driver. So off the bat, I think my first gripe with this car is the steering wheel design. It's not really something that I'm a fan of. It seems kind of fat and thick, and I just wish they would thin out this section right here, because almost when you're holding it, you feel like you're holding like this. It has a nice spot for your thumbs, but it's a bit thick over here, and just not my cup of tea. I mean, you may like it, but it's not really for me. I think their steering wheel design overall could have been a little bit nicer, a little bit slimmer. Would have been really nice to see at this car. All right, so we do have a electronic parking brake, so no yanking the e-brake, so just gotta brake on and push down. So that's actually pretty cool. You turn it in sport mode and you do get a little bit of a change in the cluster. Nothing crazy though, just a little bit. I think the needle turns red and up at the red line gets a little bit more emphasized. Okay, well, let's get going in the 2023 GR Supra. It sounds so good. And I can tell you right off the bat, the clutch is very easy to operate. It has this clutch delay valve, which a lot of people would dislike for the sake of quick shifting from first to second to third, or clutch kicking if you're doing any drifting, but it makes it a lot easier to drive on the street. I'm pretty sure you can just delete the clutch delay valve, but it is there for the convenience. Yeah, so just like I predicted, it really has pretty poor visibility. I don't know if you've ever been inside of a Camaro, but it's kind of similar to that, where the cabin is so tiny in terms, like it's so short that you can't see much. So I've only driven this car quietly to the shooting location, so I have yet to see what kind of horsepower it really puts down on the wheels to the butt dyno. But I must say, before I get into that, the coolest thing that I see right now is this heads-up display in front of me. It is really seamless. It looks really good. It's right in the view of the road, which I love. And it has a little speed limit, and when you start going above it, it starts flashing, tells you the miles per hour. And I believe even when you hit the mode buttons, it shows you what mode you're... That's so cool. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it shows you what mode you're changing your speakers to. I love that. You don't have to look over here at all. You just look straight ahead of you. It's really cool. This car does have auto rev matching, which some people may hate because they want to do that rev matching, but for me, it just makes it so much more confidence inspiring. Oh my God. Okay, that is so much fun. Whoa. I was not expecting it to pull like that. Oh my goodness, the sound and the rear wheel drive and it just, wow, that is a symphony of feelings and of sounds. That's amazing. There's a bit of turbo lag, but I'm starting at a low RPM, so at a higher RPM, let's maybe try second gear, 40 miles an hour. Oh, the noises! Holy shit. Sorry. Wow. Okay, it's quick. It's quick. There is a bit of turbo lag. It's not as bad as the GR Corolla that I just did, because that has like pedal lag and turbo lag. This is like just turbo lag. Oh, the downshift to gas feels so good. The downshift into giving it an acceleration, it feels right at home. It's like designed for that. So it's not, yeah, it's for your convenience of downshifting, but it's so nice to put it in and just get on the gas. You can just really quickly downshift. All right, let's have some fun. Holy shit. It gets a little squiggly, but it's to the point where it feels good. Okay, this is a really exciting car. Okay, so while we have a little bit of a quiet time right now, let's discuss like what cars this is really competing with. What other cars you might be shopping for when you're buying a GR Supra. You have stuff like the BMW M2 or the M4 or even the M3 really. Then you have maybe a Ford Mustang, a GT. You have a Nissan Z. Maybe you're looking for a Corvette, a C7, a C8 Corvette, a Porsche, maybe a 911, right? I think those are all around somewhat of a similar price range. They're rear-wheel drive, 2 doors. So really, would you buy this one over those? And honestly, I think it comes down to what you're looking for in a car. I think there's loads of tuning potential in this car, considering it has a B58, but then, you know, so do some BMWs. So it might just be a design choice at that point. But the dynamics, the driving dynamics of this car are so... Oh my God. Wow, this is like it feels amazing. Like, it's unbelievably fun in like a rowdy way that's also very confined and very detailed. There's no lack of confidence in this car. Yeah, so you get just the perfect amount of rowdiness and instability that you're looking for when it comes to driving a rowdy, fun car, but you still have all of the confidence and all of the technology backing it to make you know that you can kind of push into those limits without being afraid of it. But this car feels so good. It feels right at home getting on the gas and going around these corners the way it does. Mind you, the handling also feels great. It feels almost a little bit heavy, I want to say. Not the steering input, but the car itself may feel a little bit heavy in my opinion. Yeah, so the car does feel like a smidgen boaty, but that's probably because it has some weight to it. I think it's around 3,600 pounds or so, which really isn't bad for what you get. It's very similar to a 350Z. The noise is so good. The noise, the turbo and the flutter and the crackles. Wow, this is like really almost like a perfect car if it wasn't for that dang visibility. It's so easy to drive too. It's not like I'm scared to, you know, get off the clutch or shift or hit the gas. Nothing is surprising here. It's all very predictable, which is really nice, especially when it comes to a car with a good amount of horsepower and a decent sized turbo. Sometimes they can be unpredictable and it can make for kind of an unsettling drive, but this car feels right at home and everything feels very precise and calculated. All right, yeah, so let's get back to that conversation, right? We're talking about what cars it's competing with and what would really make you choose this car over those. Now, I guess that's something for you to decide. It probably mostly has to do with how the appearance is or what kind of engine you're looking for. If you want something that's a V6 or a V8, or if you want something that, you know, has a turbo, doesn't have a turbo, that kind of stuff. And also the size. I'm 135 pounds, 5'4". I'm a very small person. I have loads of headroom and I've bumped the seat up a lot. I know my friend who owns this car is only a little bit taller than me. He sits a lot lower in it. However, what I think might be notable to talk about is these seats. They're very bolstered. I think the GR Corolla that I just talked about had a good amount of space in the seats. It was a bit more comfortable. While this car is a bit tighter on the bolstering, so somebody who is a bit bigger may have a little bit of discomfort sitting in these seats. But for me, it's pretty much perfect. And the bolstering is right on like my core. It's not really so much on my lower back, and my legs have a good amount of space. There's no issue with the legs, but it's right around my rib cage is where the seats are really hugging me. So take that into account if you're looking to buy one of these. And honestly, I've driven an automatic Mark V Supra and it's not bad, but there is no doubt about it. I'm going to prefer the manual 6-speed every single time. It is by far superior to me. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more rewarding. It feels like you're really driving a sports car. I felt like the automatic was cool, but you didn't really feel the whole car because you didn't have full control over everything happening. That's why I love this car so much. Third gear pull. Oh, that's good. That's pure joy, honestly. I'm not really one who likes newer cars because I feel like they have a lack of characteristic, but I'm not getting that feeling in this car at all. This car has so much character in it, and I'm honestly very surprised. It feels like an actual sports car. I feel like a lot of other modern day sports cars that I've driven feel like they look like sports cars, but they're just computers. This feels like I'm actually controlling the engine and controlling the clutch and the brakes, and the steering input is great. It really feels like a proper sports car. I'm truly impressed by this car. So some key features again, just to go over it while we're wrapping up. It's got a really nice interior. It's very comfortable for me. It has really nice build quality. It's not overbearing with technology and sophisticated bells and whistles. You get what you want, and that's really it. The rest of it is all dedicated towards it being a raw sports car, and that's exactly what you get with this car. It feels like a raw sports car, like I've been missing, you know? It's kind of insane how much it really feels like a really proper sports car. This is a driver's car. I think it has a bit more character to it. It's kind of insane because I haven't felt this much character in a car newer than a 2015. I love this car. Would you buy one of these? That's my real question. Tell me in the comments down below. For me personally, I would absolutely buy one of these. I think they're definitely worth the money if you can get one around the $45,000 to $65,000 range without the dealer markup. It's so good to drive. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me, what cars do you want to see me review? Do you want me to review your car? What specific brands? Any kind of cars coming up? Any older cars? Anything quirky? If you want to shoot with me, hit me up in the comments, DMs, email me. I would love to set up a shoot and talk cars and shoot your car. That being said, guys, thanks so much for coming. Please subscribe. It means the world to me. I'm trying to do this. You know, I'm trying to get better every day. I know some videos I hit the mark. Some videos I miss the mark, you know, and that's just what happens. So I'm doing my best to get better every single video, so please even critique me in the comments. I don't really mind. I just love interacting with you guys, and I really enjoy making these videos. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.